Hello everybody and welcome back to Brilliant Shadows. We just got permission to do some experiments and we're paired to a gray mage, so I guess we'll figure out what's happening now. They ate after the meeting, enjoying a late breakfast in a mostly empty dining hall. Hektor inhaled a meal twice the size of either of the girls and was gone. Ash and Prude ate in silence after he left. Ash wanted to talk, but did not know what to say. Should she apologize, try to explain away her behavior from before? Should she just try to make conversation, hoping that if they both masqueraded normalcy long enough that such a mask would become their true face? Or should she dare risking it all again and try to seduce Prude once more? These are such extremes. I think we should... These are because seduce feels inappropriate. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation about it and being like, hey, I just wanted to check in because I know we had been drinking when we talked about this. Can we have a real conversation about it now while we're sober? But the talking option sounded like it was just like, let's pretend like nothing happened. And apologizing, I don't want to apologize for my feelings, but maybe I'll apologize for the way it happened, and maybe that'll at least prompt the conversation. So I guess we're going with that, although that would be interesting to see if it wasn't specifically that, because that just feels like you didn't take how they felt into... You're not thinking about their feelings. Anyway, apologize. Ash sucked in a long, deep breath.
Prude, I just want to...
Ash, I'm sorry.
Huh?
I look back now and realize how blind I've been. Ugh, light and shadows. Ash, I look back and realize that you've liked me for years. Longer than I even had interest in boys. Every single sign was there, right in my face. They've always been there. Ugh, they've been there so long. I didn't even realize they were there.
Prude cradled her head in her hands.
Prude, no.
Prude, yes! Prude should have noticed that her friend had feelings for her. Goddess, if I had known earlier, perhaps I could have handled it better. I wouldn't have let it build to a...
Such a crescendo?
Oh, yeah, good word.
The two sat in silence for a moment before Ash took another spoonful of her oatmeal.
So, what do you want to do for now?
I don't know. I really don't know, Ash.
She looked up, smiling slightly.
For now, let's try to solve the mystery with your mark. Maybe we'll work out something naturally.
Ash smiled back, the smile only a mask, tears hidden behind it.
Of course.
I'm sad. This is sad. Are you sad? I'm not saying you should be sad, but I'm sad. It was the Paladin that saw the two girls approach.
Hello there. Master Celeste? Master Ashmar?
He locked his fist over his heart and gave a curt bow. The necromancer with him watched the man and then attempted to replicate the gesture. It was the girl in blue from before, the one that had been training. Ash felt a small twinge of sadness that the odd girl in yellow was not there as well.
Who are these, Heck?
That is Aelfnod and she is Belinda. Aelfnod is actually several years behind us, but he was recruited at a very old age comparatively. Belinda is in a class below you.
It's a pleasure, Master Ashmar.
Please, just Ash.
Yes, Master Ash.
The man smirked and Ash narrowed her eyes at him.
So, I'm not entirely sure where to start. I am leaning towards simply performing the ritual and seeing where I need to go from there.
Are you crazy?
No.
No? Just no? Light and shadows, are you an idiot?
Oi! If you didn't want to be here, you did not have to. You're a volunteer, right?
Not if I want to repeat a year.
What? You're making her repeat a year if she doesn't help?
Prude shot Heck a withering glare.
More that she proved herself completely incapable of performing a ritual spell, and as such the heads found her unsafe to advance to her final year. I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
However, as was discussed, this experiment is essentially special tutelage that may provide her with a means to advance, as this is a ritual study.
Don't over-exaggerate what they told you.
I was offered the same opportunity to tutor students when I first became a teacher, so they will permit it if I can demonstrate she has acquired the requisite skill.
And what about Aelfnod? He's not even in the point in his training where he would have begun performing rituals.
Do not concern yourself with my abilities, Master Ash. I pick things up quickly.
What kind of an accent is that?
I think it's Australian, but I don't know what that equates to.
I'm not from your country. I'm from a very distant land.
I understand that much. Where are you from?
I'm afraid you'd be as likely to believe my story as were your heads.
I think that's Australian, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or something close.
Introductions aside, let's begin.
All right. The pair looked at each other.
I do not mean to question your judgment, Master Warlock, but doesn't the ritual need more than 2 people?
Okay, go back. Yeah, doesn't it?
No. Go ahead now if you would.
Oh, shoot. All right, here we are.
I don't actually know the words.
Yeah, I was about to say, how would
The
he know?
words aren't actually important.
Then why do we teach him?
They aren't?
Oh yeah, he explained this to me yesterday. The words are just supposed to be a way of getting everyone to be focusing on the same thing. The spell itself is actually gibberish.
What? Ash felt embarrassed for not knowing this. She couldn't help but wonder how many graduates failed to know this secret. Shrugging, Aelfnod dipped his head and raised his hand. Shimmering light began to pour from him.
Excellent. Your abilities are far advanced for the time you spent here, old man. Now, go ahead, Belinda.
In silence, Belinda raised her hand. A few moments passed and nothing happened. As more time passed, Hektor looked around anxiously. With an exasperated sigh, Belinda dropped her hand and shot Hektor a dark look.
And now, you know why I've been held back.
Because you can't do it?
Wow, you are indeed terrible.
Belinda roared and stormed away. It was a familiar sight.
All right. That's okay. That was a very productive first day.
Was it?
No.
Ash nearly clutched her chest as her heart ached. The pair was already so in sync that they were setting up and finishing each other's terrible jokes. She was jealous. It didn't help to think that her potential partner was quite literally a monster. She supposed she and Prude might still have that in common.
Hey, you okay, Ash?
Yeah, sorry. Just got lost in thought.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. We're in the garden on the eastern side of the mountain.
Thank you, Hek.
You're welcome.
Do you want us to chase down Belinda?
No, I cannot force her to participate, and pushing now may only push her away.
Do you still need me then?
No, you're free for the day, Grandpa. Thank you.
Huh. I guess we have the rest of the day free too.
Goddess, I can't remember a time I did not have studies occupying my time. What are we going to do with ourselves?
Oh, we could do what I did and simply continue our studies.
Yes, but you're a little bit, crazy.
That's rude. Don't insult Hektor or subtly suggest another idea. I could see why you'd do that because you're currently jelly, but also, like, he hasn't done anything wrong, I don't think. Unless he's been, I don't know. As far as I can tell, he hasn't done anything wrong. Subtly suggest another idea.
Oh, but we've done so much of that recently. Perhaps something else?
Maybe.
Oh, don't worry, Heck. We've got plenty we can do.
Hektor smiled and Prude returned the smile with an impressive warmth. Ash failed to suppress a gag.
Are you sure you're okay? You've been through a lot. You sound a little sick.
Please, can we not have that discussion?
This is simply tragic. Given all the business we had to deal with recently, it never even occurred to me that being forced to stay at the mountain could be so cruelly boring.
I still suggest studying.
What, do you want to try to figure out how the communication spell works?
Don't say that! Of course he does! Hector's eyes began to twitch.
No, not especially.
It does sound like that, though. His eye twitched again.
Surely there's something that explains me hearing those voices.
Oh, aye, but I don't think there's anything that the local magic can do like that. Probably a witch or wizard, some other sort of caster.
Caster? Do you know something about communication magic?
Tell me more, now.
Where are you from?
Aelfnod looked to Hek, who nodded.
Well, as my tutor already knows, a flying island.
Yeah, that would explain why the heads didn't believe you.
Shush, prude. Please, Aelfnod, tell us more.
So he did. Aelfnod had been born on a flying island, the son of its leader. There had been great expectations for him. Instead of meeting them, he found himself one of a rare breed among their clan. A null, an individual born without their magic. The shame weighed upon him for years. The weight finally grew too much one day when a close friend had died, lost to lead... One day, when a close friend had died, lost to a fall off the side of the island, he chose the same fate, throwing himself over the edge. He had never expected to survive, let alone be found by the heads and informed of his ability. Ever since he had trained with a passion more diligent that would put most other students to shame.
So what kind of magic was it then?
Are we just gonna gloss right over how sad that was? And how serious that was?
My fathers were witches.
Huh.
What's a witch?
It's an ancient term for a sort of female mage with vaguely defined powers. Curses, divination, that sort of thing.
But he just said fathers.
But those sort of powers were dismissed as we began to learn to better understand magic. To realize the limitations of shadow and light.
Unless there's more than just the shadow and the light.
Exactly.
Hektor began to breathe heavily and make uncomfortable sounds in my ear.
Oh, goddess. I think we got him a little too excited.
Please stop.
I told all of this to the heads, and they calmly assured me that what I thought had been magic was simply a trick. They didn't even bother trying to explain away the whole flying city thing.
What about your friend?
Having survived myself, I'd like to think he's alive, but I couldn't imagine where he would be.
How do you survive a fall from a flying island? Wasn't it only a little ways off the ground?
Snow, mostly, and, no.
Yes, but it's incredible. You need to...
Hektor made gibberish
No,
noises
no,
of
it
excitement.
couldn't be possible.
If there were any way the
yes,
island
yes,
were
yes,
low
yes,
enough
it's-
to be seen, we would know
Is
about
it?
it.
No.
Hells, we might have found a
yeah.
way to it by now.
No.
Hektor,
Okay,
shut the
alright.
fuck up, Jesus Christ.
It would have to be very high up,
Seems like it, but...
beyond our reach,
It didn't-
for us to miss it. Sorry,
It
Hector,
wasn't just-
but this isn't something we can hope to
More than one.
pursue.
What does that mean for any
I
of it?
wonder if a witch can participate in a pairing.
Hektor was almost in tears.
You might want to check on your boyfriend. I think he's broken.
Prude was instantly stained crimson.
He's not! We're not like that! Or at least not yet!
Ash flinched. Yet?
Still, I think we should probably let him recover.
I must admit, it's nice to finally have people who believe me. Most think I am insane when I mention the island. Doesn't stop me from talking about it, though.
Fair enough.
I have an amount of skepticism, but now we have to consider that the pairing might be directed skywards. I could be paired to a flying paladin or even a witch. It's a far more comforting thought than being paired to a gray mage.
Hey, maybe it's even a cute girl.
Prudence winked at Ash, and Ash felt her cheeks grow warm. She certainly made it hard to get over her.
So, I may know something that could entertain you.
And that's what we're going to call this episode, folks. All right, well, we got to meet Aelfnod, and I forgot the other
This
person's name.
seems dumb.
She stormed off, and we didn't get to talk to her much. I don't know what's dumb, but I love this scene. I don't know what's going on. It's very necromancy tower, and I love it. Either way, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the next episode, then make sure to subscribe to see more, and let me know what you thought in the comments below. So, I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. I'm saying bye a lot, but get out of here. You can go somewhere, but if you're gonna stay here, you gotta watch a different video or hit repeat. Bye-bye. Oh.